Incredible show. I am so excited. Welcome to Real Estate Investing with Brent Daniels. We are broadcasting live from Batch Skip Tracing Studios here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, and we've got a fantastic show for you today. We're talking about that sticking point, that big hurdle that we all go through, which is meeting with the seller and getting the contract signed, getting your offer accepted. All right, this is like, oh, we've done all this hunting, and we've done all this running, and we've done all this lead generation, and now is the time. This is make or break, and I'm telling you, this point, I don't care if you have a big team or if you're doing this part yourself, this conversion part, that getting a motivated seller to take a pen and sign that contract or sign it virtually is absolutely so important to be able to master. And we're going to go through the exact steps so that you can get more of these contracts signed. But let's take a look at this real quick. Let's go to the whiteboard real quick here. All right, let's go here. Let's get in here. Now, listen, here's the 3 steps to a deal, right? 3 steps to a deal. If you are investing in real estate, these are your 3 steps. It's universal, okay? I don't care if you're wholesaling, fixing and flipping, you're getting rental properties, you're developing, whatever it is, these are the 3 steps to a deal. The first one, obviously, lead generation. We talk about it over and over and over and over and over again. So we're not going to go too deep into it right now, but the second step, this conversion step, that's what we're going to be breaking down on today's show. It's going to be absolutely bananas because this is where you either make $2,000 a deal, $5,000 a deal, or $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 a deal on your ability to negotiate and to present your offer to that motivated seller, to that distressed property owner. All right, so look at this. There's 3 steps to the conversion process. Right, we start with pre-qualifying them. And I'm going to break it down in the little training that we're going to do, and then we're going to open it up to questions. But first, you got to pre-qualify. You got to pre-qualify those leads 100% of the time. 100%. You need to know if these people are willing to do business with you. If you're just spinning your wheels, if you're going after tire kickers and looky-loos, or if you're going after really, really motivated property owners. The second part is the lead follow-up, right? We got to stay in front of them. We got to make sure that when they're timing, when they're making that decision, that we are there. We are working with them. We're finding them. We're in front of them. They know that we are there to give them an offer. And the third part is the offer presentation. And this is where I see most people slipping and sliding. This is when a lot of those insecurities start bubbling up. Right? Oh my gosh, what do I wear? What do I say? Do I look them in the eye? Do I look away? Do I try to build rapport right off the bat? Do I try to go right in with the offer? Do I act like I'm a big investor buyer and bring that confidence? Listen, we're going to go through all of that in this training. It's not going to be that long, so stick around. And then I am telling you, this is exciting. This is exciting because for the first time ever, we're going to be able to take live calls. We're going to be able to take live calls. It's going to be absolutely bananas. We've been talking about this for so long because, doing that. And listen, we're going to be answering the comments. This is a wide open. The special guest today, we do a special guest every show. The special guest is the most important. The most important. It is you. It is you. You guys are going to be the special guest today on these calls. Brent, that sounds cheesy, but thank you. I feel good about that, right? It is. It's true. I mean, that's what this whole show is about. This whole show is about giving you the instruction that you need so that you can go and get the practical instruction that you need to implement into your business so that you can take action right away. But before I get deep dive into this, Mike, listen to this. Monday, we closed on a deal, right? We bought this deal. It was an 8-plex. We bought it for $583,500, all right? $583,500. We just sold it this morning for $698,900. All right? Now, can you pull this up? Can you pull this up so that everybody can see it on my screen here? This is the property here, right? We just closed on this, and I'm gonna walk you through a little bit here. Now, we closed on this because on big, massive deals, I highly suggest that you close these deals fast. You got to close these deals fast. It hasn't even recorded in our name yet on PropStream. It has in the county records. But I am telling you, you got to close on these deals so that nothing slips away. Whatever you need to do, we bought it cash. We have the cash to buy it, so we just bought it cash, and then we literally just put it out to our list and sold it for $115,400 profit. Why does that matter? Why am I talking about this, Mike, right? Like, this is about conversion. This is about Ryan went out there, he built an incredible relationship. There was 2 other buyers on this thing, and he was able to convert it with this training, with this exact training that you put together. I mean, we put it together, but you organized all this and made it beautiful. And that's the power of this training. What do you think? I mean,
I love it.
It's incredible.
Sounds good. Sounds good to
Dolph
me.
the Roost, right? What does he say? The deal of a lifetime comes
Every
around
week.
Every week.
Yep.
The deal of a lifetime comes around once a week. It's absolutely true. And so...
And Brent, just to reiterate, Ryan just started in real estate, what, 6 months ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a cop.
Yeah, he's my acquisition manager. He learned this literally from this training, how to convert this seller. Now you're like, oh, wow, Brent, is that, there's 2 ways to look at this when you talk about big deals like that and making good income on a deal is, oh, wait, is he just humble bragging right now? Is he just humble bragging, or are you inspired? Are you like, oh, is he going to show us how to do this? Yes, I'm going to show you how to do this, all right? So this isn't a humble brag. This is about the instruction. This is about using this step-by-step system so that you can get more deals signed and beat out the competition. So let's jump right in here. Guys, right here, this perfect offer pack is available in the TTP Insider. TTPinsider.com. It's completely free, guys. TTP Insider is bananas. I am telling you with all confidence, there is not a greater site to get free resources so that you can start implementing in your business than TTP Insider. Make sure that you get in there and you download this, because you're going to watch this and we're going to go through it, but having it in your hands and using it every day is really going to be helpful. So if we can pop up the first page of the perfect offer pack, Matt, we are going to start breaking this down. You get this exact download in TTP Insider. So let's go to page 1. Let's go to the first one. Okay, it starts with, and we talked about it for a second here, it starts with pre-qualifying, right? Listen, if this is your first time hearing me, or if you've heard this a million times, you know what I'm going to say, right? Well, not if it's your first time hearing it. But there's 4 things that you're looking for in every conversation with a motivated seller, with a distressed property owner, okay? And that is the condition, the timeline, the motivation, and the price. All right, you need to do this every single time, because one of the hardest parts is this person willing to do business with me? Is this person just somebody that's serious about selling the property, or is this somebody that is just kind of looking for you to do a free appraisal for them? Right? And so you need to make sure that you're filtering through everybody that you're talking to. And if you're getting wiggly, if you're not really sure in conversations with a property owner what you should be talking about or how to bring them back around to the conversation about their property, condition, timeline, motivation, price. Condition, timeline, motivation, price. You find out those things, you know if they're willing to sell this property for cash as is and quick, right? You know, does this make sense? Do the numbers, do the economics of this opportunity make sense? You don't want to just run out. One of the big mistakes is we run out when people when you get excited. When somebody's nice to you on the phone, we run out to the property, we're checking it out without ever pre-qualifying. So that's the first part. If you pre-qualify and you understand these things, guess what? All those fancy, slick sales skills and all those little overcoming objections and all that stuff, that goes out the door. because you already know what their expectations are. And you like a professional, are pre-qualifying them like you would a doctor's office. You know, you don't just go into a doctor's office and they're like, oh, what's wrong with you? And you're like, my elbow hurts and that's it. No, they go through all the pre-qual. That's what you need to do so that you can understand what is the actual pain that this property owner's in, and what is the price, what is the economics, what do they want for that deal. All right, that's the first one.
Hey, so a couple things, Brent. With that big deal, I think that you and Aaron might get out for like a nice steak dinner.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's that. And then also when you go back to the perfect offer pack, do you pre-qualify in that order? And
Yes.
if you do, how come?
Yeah, I pre-qualify condition first because the longer that you have a conversation with the property owner, the more they're going to like you and trust you and understand that you're not just somebody that is trying to take advantage of them. You're really there. You've got your heart into it. You've got the heart of a servant. You're listening, and you're very interested in their situation. You're interested in them as a human being. So you need to start asking questions about things that they're comfortable talking about. The first thing that they're comfortable talking about is the condition of the property. I've heard thousands of recorded calls. I've made of calls to property owners, and I'm telling you, pre-qualifying, starting with the condition, opens up the conversation. Then you go to timeline. People are okay talking about the timeline that they want to sell because they're talking to you about the property. Do you want your money in 30 days? Typically, Mr. or Mrs. Homeowner, we close this transaction in 30 to 45 days. Does that work for you? And then that you understand, are they ready to go now? Can you shorten their timeline? Can you get them an offer accepted quicker, right? And when you do the condition and you get the timeline, guess what naturally bubbles to the surface? The motivation. Oh my gosh, we can get you your money for this property in the next 30 days. Does that work for you? Oh my God, that would be great. I wish it was sold yesterday, right? Oh really? What's going on with it? It's been broken into 100 times. They've been stealing the copper out of the walls. It's just a mess. It's a nightmare, or whatever else, right? We can't afford to keep up this property, so we need to sell it sooner than later. All of these things come out with the motivation. All right, if you've got the condition and their timeline, the motivation is going to come out, and naturally the next thing you do is get the price. All right, so
let me ask you this. So you got, let's say the condition of the property is really bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of find out their timeline. They want to get this thing sold, right? Maybe you get a feel for the motivation, but you can't quite pull out the price over the phone. Would you still go on that appointment?
Yeah, and I would try to find out. I would try to pull out a little bit. Right? I try to pull out a little bit of their price, right? So I would ask the question, you know, and I would look at Zillow. I'd literally pull up Zillow as we're talking. You can either, a lot of the dialers have Zillow, right? A little button, batch dialer has it. Most of them, you click the button, Zillow pops up, and the Zestimate on there, if it's over 250, if you throw out 65% of that, you're going to get a good idea if they're close. If it's under 250, throw out 50% of that, and that'll get you close to see if you're going to be in alignment with your price. So that is just quick numbers, and the way to approach that is, hey, I'm just looking up the property now. It looks like property similar to yours in the area are selling for around 65 or 50%. Is that kind of what you were thinking, right? And then once they start thinking about it, and if their initial reaction is like, no, I want 300,000, and you threw out 160, you know that they might not be realistic. If the property's in really bad condition, I want you going on that appointment, but if it's not, then move on, all right? If their expectations are way too high, then move on to the next one. We do so much lead generation that you're gonna find good opportunities.
Got it, cool,
Yep. All right, step 2 here, right here, get an advance agreement. How would this feel? Imagine this. That before you show up to the property, you know every objection that they're going to throw at you. You know everything that would stop them from moving forward with your offer before you show up. It's called an advanced agreement, right? Do you see that? Take a screenshot of this, click your phone if you're on there, and look at that script. Well, just download it. Just download it from TTP Insider and you can have it. But look at that. Before you go on the appointment, ask this question. Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, when I see you tomorrow, if it makes sense and you feel comfortable with everything, is there anything that would stop you from moving forward with my offer? Wow, that's scary, Mike, right? It's real scary to ask that question, because what if they tell you no? What if they tell you, oh, I'm not making a decision tomorrow? At least you know. And then you can ask, okay, what would hold you back, right? I totally understand what would hold you back. What do you think needs to happen for you to make a decision on selling this property? Oh, now you're opening up this conversation. Now all of a sudden you're going in and they go, well, you know what? Once you come and present your offer, I need to bring it to my attorney. How about knowing that? How about I just need to know what you say and see what you're about and see if I want to work with you? How about I need to pray about it before I make any decisions? All of these things we get all the time, but imagine knowing that going into that appointment, and you can prepare yourself to be able to shorten their decision-making process to be able to work with you. All right? Fantastic. Get an advance agreement.
So I love that. I guess the question that I have is, would you ask that, let's say you set an appointment, would you call them right before you go out, the day before, or would you ask that when you're, that initial phone call where you're setting the appointment? When would you ask that?
I love that. So if it's, I would do it that day. I would try to get a hold, I'm just confirming our appointment, and I just wanted to make sure that, if everything I say you're comfortable with, the price and the terms and everything, is there anything stopping you from moving forward with my offer, right? And that way it's like you're confirming that you're going out there and you're getting that advance agreement. And guess what? A lot of them say, yeah, I mean, if it is what it is, then yeah, I'm ready to go. Now you've already future paced them. Now they already see themselves signing your contract. I mean, how incredible is that? Use that advanced agreement and you're going to get more deals done. Remember, they're pre-qualified. You get an advanced agreement. Now you just go on to the appointment. And if you're not just completely, a crazy person, you're going to get that deal signed. Let's move on to the next step.
By the way, that's a real fair way to pull out any other crazy thing. It's like, if we can agree on price and terms, is there anything else that would hold you back?
Yep. That's it. Let me, hold on. Let me get this back here. There we go. I like that better. Okay, here we go. Number 3, show up 15 minutes early. Be a professional. Show up early. Mentally flip the switch in your brain from whatever you are doing, being a mom, being in the military, being a truck driver, being a son or a daughter or whatever, all these other things, all these other roles that we have in our life. How about just take 15 minutes of almost like meditation, click it off, go through everything that you've had a conversation with this seller and come prepared. All right, it's rude to show up late. It is getting off on the wrong foot. I am telling you, it is incredible. It really is. I have pool people, I have landscape people, I have house cleaners, I got all these. They show up late. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Why is everybody late? Everybody's late. People expect people to be late. You show up early, you already have an advantage. You already have an advantage. So make sure that you show up early, you flip the switch, and that you're mentally prepared to go in there with the right mindset. All right? This one right here, number 4, absolutely critical. And this is like all those uncertainties, all those kind of negative thoughts or things bubbling up that you're like, oh, can I do this? Am I really able to make this happen? I feel very uncomfortable doing this because I haven't done this a lot. All of that gets blown out of the water if you have 2 things: certainty and likability. Certainty and likability. And the certainty comes from knowing that you are going there to present the absolute best option for this distressed property owner. All right? We're not talking about people that can just put their houses on the market and sell it for top dollar. We're talking about the most distressed properties, whether the condition or the emotion of the property owner, right? You're the absolute, if you go in there believing that you are absolutely 100% the best option for this property owner, you are going to, it's going to carry you forward. You're going to have that confidence. You're going to have that certainty when you're presenting your offer. And it's not going to be like you get to the end line and then you stumble and you don't ask them to sign the contract. So certainty is critical. The other one is, and we'll go to the next page, Matt.
Real quick, so couple things. So going back to the previous point, tactically, when these folks show up, I mean, do you pull into the driveway? Do you park across the street? Do you park? I mean, where do you park, right?
Fantastic.
And then what are some things that you can do in your car to prepare mentally for the appointment?
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I always liked listening to really inspiring podcasts and audibles and YouTube channels like this. I would listen to that, get into the right headspace, right? And then park across the street. Right? Park so that they can see you walking across the street so that you can get a full view of this property.
Nice.
All right?
Then also, let's ask some people to call in. We got let's have people start calling in so we can start queuing them in so when we're ready to take calls.
Guys, we're
they can be
taking
first
calls
in line.
live right now. There's the number, 602-671-0147. 602-671-0147. All right, let's call in. I want to get some live calls going on here. How we doing on the comments section? We got some good ones coming. All right, good.
Also, Brent, one more thing. I mean, if you don't have certainty, I mean, do you think sellers can kind of smell that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you don't have that certainty, if you're not confident with your offers, they're going to be like, what's going on here? Or is this person brand new? What is going on? Like, how many deals? All of a sudden, those questions start popping up. How many deals have you done? What, how long have you been in the business? What's your company name? Are you on the Better Business Bureau? All that comes because you feel like you're uncertain, because there's something off with what you are saying or the way that you're presenting yourself. Yep. Likability, right here. Likability, this is it. This is mirroring and matching the way that they speak, the way that they communicate. People like people that communicate the way that they do. People like people that have common interests that they do. This is where you're walking around and you're understanding, you're getting a feel. You should start building like a satellite dish, like antennas going out, and you are reading everything that's going on. What is their interest? What are their pets going on? Is their kids going on? What are they wearing? All of these things are really, really important, and you're building that likability. Do they talk and they look with their eyes down? Are they talking and they're very aggressive and very fast and they're going after? Or are they really slow and they just want to have a good conversation, right?
So would you say the key to likability is mirroring and matching, right?
Yeah.
And that's basically, if they talk fast, you talk fast. If they talk slow, you talk slow. If they talk loud, you talk loud. If they talk soft, you talk soft.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So likability, absolutely critical. Let's move on to the next one. All right, taking pictures of the property. This is a great foot in the door, okay? Like, if you get permission, if you ask them if you can take pictures of the property, all of a sudden they're like, oh, this is serious. And if they say yes, that's the first permission that you got from them. And that is so critical, to get permission from the property owner. All right, get permission from them, and that's going to open up more of those conversations and get them closer to saying yes to your offer. All right, so you're going around and you're taking pictures. And remember, hold your camera at your chest level, right? You don't want to be holding it up here. I mean, take pictures if there's things wrong with the property, if there's leaks, if there's electrical issues, if there's no air conditioning, whatever, if the roof, you can take your pictures like this, but inside, take your pictures from your chest. All right, and you want to take as many pictures as you can. The more pictures, the easier it's going to be to sell that deal. All right?
Quick question. So taking pictures, so you go in the house and you kind of just make introductions. Do you take pictures before you sit down at the kitchen table or wherever you're going to actually hammer out the terms and all that other stuff? Is that the first thing you do?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm walking in and I'm taking pictures and from the outside and letting them see me walk in, take some pictures, and just introduce and just say, do you mind if I take some pictures? They say yes. You can go around. Can you tour the property and I'll just take some pictures of the property, and that'll start building that bond with that property.
So if they say yes, you're moving in the right direction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the first permission. Once you get permission, it's good. Is it hot? Should we crank this thing down a little bit? Maybe it's just these new lights. All right. Present the offer at the kitchen table. I love this. Look at this. When you're sitting down with somebody, remember, you sit down at a kitchen table, you feel like a neighbor, you feel like a cousin, you feel like a family member. You're sitting there. If you're sitting on the couch and you're all kind of like all the way back and you're kind of like slouched, it really slows down that process of making a decision. If you're sitting at a table, and I always suggest, now COVID's kind of switched this up a little bit. I like sitting next to them so we can go over the contract together, right? But if you have to sit across from them, that's fine. It just depends on how you feel, and it depends on the way that the property owner feels. So I like sitting next to them, and that way we're on the same team. It's not like you're negotiating against me. You know what I mean? So that'll really help to kind of, hey, look, we're going to go through this contract together. We're teaming up. You start building more of that bond. All right? So sit next to him at the kitchen table. Got it? Next, stop calling it the contract. Stop calling it a contract. Contracts are scary. Contracts are like, oh my gosh, what am I? Oh, you signed. There's like so many movies and so many shows where somebody signed a contract and all of a sudden they got screwed over. It's an agreement. It's paperwork. Agreement and paperwork. Agreement and paperwork. Don't call it the contract. Agreement and paperwork. That's where you want it to be. All right? Next, present the price and the terms of the offer. All right? Present the offer like you want to go through the contract and really break down the offer for the property owner. And you want to hit on the highlights. Here's you, here's me, here's the price, here's the title company, here's the closing date, here's the inspection timeline, and that's really the big ones that you want to go through. And then anything else that they have questions with, you can get it answered. I mean, you could answer them, right? And once you have all their questions answered, signing the contract, signing the contract's the next inevitable step. Good?
So once we get through this pack, we got Carl from Atlanta, first caller ever.
Awesome.
So that's exciting.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah. Good. Next, show your commitment first when the contract is on the table. All right? Sign that contract and then pass it to them. You're saying, okay, I'm committed to this deal. Hey, George, are you committed to this deal? Yeah, I'm committed to this deal. I'm going to sign it. Here you go. Go ahead and sign it. Right? Show that you're committed. Show them like, hey, bud, like, here we go. I'll sign it. You sign it. Right? And that's showing that you are committed. If you just have them sign, it feels blank. You're like, wait a second. Are you going to sign it? Like, what's going on here? Sign the contract first. It's just a little tactic that I want you to implement into your offer presentation. And then the next one is when you get that contract signed, yes, you got it signed, take a picture of it with the TurboScan app. And actually, I've seen some hacks that you can just do it without you don't even need the app. You can just do it with your Apple phone. But the TurboScan app makes it super, super easy to convert that into a PDF and to send that to your closing attorney or your title company. So yeah, take a picture of it, and then you can leave that contract with them. You can leave that contract with them so that they have a copy of that contract, and now you've got it in digital form. You've sent it over to the title company. They've already started the process. And the beautiful thing is, once they sign, you take that TurboScan, you send it to your title company. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, this is real. Oh, they're a professional. Oh, they move fast. Oh, this is serious. Oh, they're already opening up escrow. The title company and escrow officer is going to be reaching out to you tomorrow. They've got your contact information on the contract. I just sent it to them right now. You keep a copy of the contract. All right?
Brent, are there any states that you know of that require a wet ink signature to open escrow? They actually need the original paperwork?
I don't. I mean, I guess you could Google it. I don't know any states that require the wet signatures.
Gotcha.
Because I think a lot of people can just do DocuSign as well. Mm-hmm. Electronic signatures. Yep. And last, this is for all of my virtual wholesalers. All right, listen to me. Listen to me. We've talked about it a few times on this channel. If you have to do this over email, schedule an appointment to get on the phone or FaceTime with them to sign the contract. Because nothing is more nail-biting and nerve-wracking than sending out a DocuSign, getting pumped that you're going to get this deal, and waiting and waiting and waiting for them to sign it. Waiting for them to sign it. Remember, guys, you can get this download at ttpinsider.com. Definitely check that out. But you want to set it as a professional courtesy, Mr. or Mrs. Seller. I do this with everybody that I can't meet with in person. I get on the phone, we FaceTime, and we go over the contract to make sure that you're comfortable and confident, and then get it signed right away. Does that work for you? Does 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock work for you this afternoon? And then you send it over like 2 minutes before, and then get on the phone with them. Right? And if they don't get on the phone, that's showing you something. That's showing you that maybe you didn't answer all of their questions. Maybe there's something that's preventing them from making a decision, but at least you know. At least you have an idea. At least you're not left wondering what is going on. I thought we had a deal. What's going on? It's going into the black hole. I don't know if they're going to see it and sign it. I don't know when it's going to come. You're waiting. You're checking your phone. You're checking your phone. You're checking your phone. You're praying. Please, please, please sign this. Don't do that. Schedule an appointment to get on with them and sign the contract. And that's it. That is the perfect offer pack. Download it, ttpinsider.com. And guys, if you guys are getting value from this, make sure that you are subscribing to this channel. We come out with new instruction, new content, new videos every single day. It'll give you that jolt of energy that you're looking for so that you can keep going, taking action, and getting really great opportunities. We're opening this thing up to some calls.
Yeah, let's get this thing going. Let's talk to Carl.
All right. Let's talk to Carl.
Hello.
Carl, you there?
Hey, what's going on, Pindar, Chief Go-Giver?
I love it. I love it, Carl. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Atlanta.
Okay, awesome. What can we help you out with today?
So my question is, I've been following your guide on list pulling in PropStream. So I found that a lot of the time, when I put my criteria on the list will go down to almost nothing.
Okay.
So what's like a minimum criteria I can apply to the list to still get a list that I can pull that can still give me a chance of getting a deal or two out of it?
Yeah, Carl, I love this. So let me ask you this. Are you let's just talk that you're pulling like the tired landlord list, right? When you're doing it, are you doing it in the whole city? Are you doing it by just specific zip codes? What is the, let's start at the top and then we'll start filtering down. What is the location that you're putting in to PropStream?
I'm trying to do it by the zip codes that have the most cash buying activity.
Open that up. Open that up, Carl. Yeah, because that's going to open it up to the whole city. I know you want to focus on those zip codes, but if they're not getting you enough return, you got to widen the location, okay? And just open it wide up. Now, listen, in your market, everything's hot. Let's just be honest. So I don't care what zip code you're going into. I mean, obviously, the hotter the zip codes, the better. But just open it wide up. Are you in front of your computer? Are you pulling it right now?
Yeah, I'm in front of my computer right now, actually, yeah.
All right, so pull that up and open it up for the whole city. What other criteria are you putting in there?
So when you say open it up to the whole city, you mean should I go by state or just by, say, Atlanta, Georgia?
Atlanta, yeah, just Atlanta. Just put in Atlanta into the search bar at the top, and then that's going to open up everything in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So.
And then what else? Give me your other criteria.
So, like, I've been doing, like, absentee.
Are you doing vacant?
Non-owner occupied. I've been putting in out of state, out of county, and then the house criteria. Like 50% equity.
Yeah, you're too many filters here. Okay, this is good. This is really good. So what I would do is do your whole state. All right. Don't worry about 60% equity. Just put in they've owned the property for 7 years. Make sure that it was built before 1990. We want these older properties. Just put absentee owners. You don't have to go out of state yet. You're just filtering too many things to making the list too small. Just do absentee owners, 1990 or older, and owned for 7 years. How many properties pop up?
That's all I need to put in?
Yeah. How many properties does that give you?
I mean, it gives me a whole lot.
How
A
many?
lot of properties. Let's see, 30-something thousand.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And that's with absentee owners?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, now go to the equity and put in 30% equity instead of 60.
Isn't 30% like a little bit too?
No, don't worry
too
about that.
small?
No, and that's a great question. The reason it's not is because those things are not perfect. The equations, it's an algorithm, right?
Right.
So don't worry about that. Strip that out. Just put 30% in. What does that narrow it down to?
Yeah, I'm doing. It's prop stream's moving a little slow for some reason.
Yeah, no
so I'm
problem.
waiting for it to come back. So do I need to put vacant?
No, don't put vacant. I'm just curious to see, okay, once you put in 30% equity, what does that give you? And then what I would do is, the next step is I would see if, how many of those, I would do the out-of-state owners and see if that gives you like the perfect size list to get going. What's your budget
But I don't
for,
need to-
go ahead.
I would say I don't need to put whether it's single family or.
I would do
anything
single
like that?
family. Yeah, I would do single family.
Okay. Okay. And what about liens?
Don't worry about it.
What about on market or off market?
Off market.
Okay. See, I've been trying to do the list that you gave on one of your. I signed up for one of your courses and I was following the
Yeah,
video.
sometimes
that
it
you
just,
put in there.
yeah, sometimes it just doesn't translate perfect.
Okay. So 30% equity,
Yep,
single family, 1990 or older,
yep. Owned for 7 years, minimum.
minimum 7 years. And property characteristics. Man, it's moving slow today. Okay. Year built. So the year built should be minimum 1990.
Minimum
or maximum.
1990. I want a minimum. I want these properties older, right?
Okay. So what about in your one of your previous videos? You said has to be like last sale date 150,000. Well, what's
We're getting there. We're getting there.
importance of that?
I'm stepping you through it. I want this
Okay.
thing to filter through so that people can see how it starts trimming down to where we want to go. I'm leading you there, brother.
Yeah, so
I'm leading you there.
Yeah. So the criteria I have now is 3,000 have popped up. 3,000 houses.
Beautiful. What's your budget for skip tracing? Well, how much do you want to
You
spend?
mean monthly?
No, just on this list. What are you comfortable spending?
On
Are you
this-
comfortable spending?
I mean, on this list, I guess I'll be comfortable spending maybe a couple hundred, 250, maybe 300. I don't know.
Oh, well, that would get you that whole list, right? So I like going big with the lists, you know what I mean? If you have a good budget like that. Can we put his info on the screen or no? Are we trying?
Yeah, work.
All right. So what?
So
Go ahead.
you said in one of your videos, pull a list of about 3,000,
Yes.
3 different lists.
Yep. Yeah, it just depends on how
that-
much calls you can make. You know what I mean? Like the equation
Well,
is.
I'm a solopreneur with. I don't have a dialer right now. All I have is PropStream and I have a CRM.
Brother,
Like CRM that
get a dialer.
do,
You've got the budget. I mean, that's the difference between walking down the street and being in a Lamborghini at full go. You know what I mean? Like the dialer makes a difference. Sell shoes, sell your couch, sell whatever it needs to be. That needs to be in the budget to make to get on the dialer. Because other than
Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to hand dial,
I guess for me,
go ahead.
I mean, I guess for me, what I wanted to do was text message first, and the people who reply, then I call those people.
Okay. So you're going to go straight at texting them. That's fine, but you're going to need a
Texting
lot. You're
first.
going to need. I would get that. I would skip trace that whole list if you're going to skip. If you're going to text message, Because in your market, brother,
Okay.
it's like one deal, and now this isn't universal, but it's like one deal for like 25,000 texts.
Okay.
All right? So texting is only lowest hanging fruit. And if you're going, are you doing this full time or are you doing it part time?
I've transitioned into full time.
Beautiful. Get on the phones as well. Seriously, pick up the
Yeah,
phone.
I intend
as
to do that.
Yeah, start making those calls as well. Start hunting because you're going to get the lowest hanging fruit with text messages, but you're going to get way more deals from calling people. And if you've got the schedule and you've got a dialer and you've already got the data and the lists, I mean, it's hand in glove, brother. You know what I mean? You're going to be rocking and rolling, and it's going to be incredible. Don't just text and wait around. That's waiting for the business. Like, be proactive and make those calls as you're texting as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Awesome. Yeah. So I would pull that whole list. I mean, if you want to narrow it down, you certainly can. But you need a lot of data for skip tracing. I mean, for text blasting. Now, some people get them, you know, maybe you send out some text and you just find that person at the right time and you crush it. But for consistency, I want you to build a really profitable long-term business. I want you to find these deals so that you can get the income and then invest in real estate and build up your assets and get that wealth building, get that cash flow. You know what I mean? But that's tough to do if you're inconsistent with the deals that you're getting from text, and that's typically what happens with text.
Yeah, I think my question, my real main question that I have is, if when you're trying to apply these filters,
Yeah.
what are the absolute filters that you have to have on your list before pulling it?
Age 1990. Okay. I like going after single family first. If you're just getting rolling, it's the most that's the most desirable of the asset classes of the different properties is single family properties. I like the owners owning these properties for 7 years because the average is people sell their property in 7 years, and I want the timing to be right. You know, obviously the market that you're in, you got to put in the location that you're looking at, and then. I like going after properties that are not owner occupied and not on the market.
Yeah, I think my fear is if I pull a list that's too broad, I'm pulling a lot of potential leads that are a waste of time going after, and I'm trying to narrow it down to give myself the best chance.
There's two sides to it. There's two sides to it, right? Like you could find. There might be somebody on the list, on your list, that's not on everybody else's list that's super, super, super focused, and you get that deal, right? The other people have had 6-10 calls already before you call them, or text messages before you text them. But maybe there's some properties in there that other people aren't going after, and you get that opportunity. So it plays both ways. Okay?
So in addition to out-of-state owner, you said one other thing. What was that?
Off market.
That I have to have on
Off
there?
market. Yeah.
Off market.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
MLS, no.
Thanks.
All right?
Yeah, thanks, Brent. I
Thank
really do
you.
appreciate
First
your
caller.
time.
This is it. You're going to go down in history. All right, Carl. See you, bud. Do we have another call, or are we just rolling?
We got a bunch, and also Brent for that was awesome. Yeah, really good.
Yeah?
Yep.
I like it. I think the fog
Hey,
machine's
Brent, this is
getting-
Kyle from Phoenix. How's it going?
Kyle from Phoenix, right down the road. What's up, neighbor? How are you?
Good, man. I'm doing good. Just had a question in regards to skip tracing and, you know, how many phone numbers you should be using in your dialer. So I've been driving for dollars using batch driven each and every single day, and I've been adding properties, and I've been skip tracing every day, right?
Yeah.
My question is, so I think I heard once you said on a live or so, just use the first three that the skip tracing service gives you. And with batch skip tracing, they give you like sometimes between like 5 and 10, depending on the contact. Like because I'm driving for dollars, right? And it can be very laborious, and it can be you know, and like you're working hard to get those kind of properties. You know, would you suggest just using, you know, try and use all 10? Because, you know, if you're working that hard, you might as well try and maximize, you know, your opportunity to, you know, contact these sellers?
This is a great question, Kyle. Listen, the way that they rank it, the way that batch skip tracing ranks it is the first phone number is the most likely. The second one is the second most likely. But the first number, Kyle, is like 88%, right? 88% of the time, that's the right number. The second one is like 10%. So the other 8 numbers, you only have a 2%. I want you to be efficient, brother. I want you running and talking to the right people. Just put in the first 2, maybe 3 numbers. I like the first 2, Kyle. I really do. The only time that I like going back into it is if for some reason the property owner that we're like talking to or following up or whatever ghosts us. Right? They like literally like disappear. I'm looking at you, Mike, for our ghost sound. There it is. They ghost us, right? I go back into the numbers that maybe they're relatives. That's typically what it is, or old tenants, and try to get a hold of them so that you can get a hold of these people or just see what's going on with them. Sometimes they, have had a traumatic event happen, or sometimes they're like, the family members will be like, you know what, he's just not in a good place right now, follow up later. But the first 2 for
okay,
sure.
Perfect. Yeah, because I had a whole list and I'm like, wait, I only have the first 3 numbers. Like, am I potentially losing out on contacts and potential motivated sellers because I cut out 7 other phone numbers per lead. So that's a big relief.
Yeah, no, you're good, brother. Yeah, stick to those first 2. It's going to make you way more efficient. Just remember, here in Phoenix, big lists, big lists, expand it out, go after everything. Everything is smoking hot right now, Kyle. And this is around the country. But right now in Phoenix, we have less than a third of a month of inventory. I would say, Kyle, listen to me. Anything that is discounted, lock it up. Anything that you think is discounted, if it doesn't fit into the perfect criteria, lock that up. I'm telling you, there are buyers for that because there's no other inventory. People always look at like comps, but remember, supply and demand are a huge factor in the economics of the deals that we're looking at. So awesome, brother. Got to have you come in sometime.
Sweet. Yeah, dude, absolutely. Yeah. I'm actually here in Gilbert, and I do this full time. So yeah, anytime.
Awesome, Kyle. Thanks for calling in. That was awesome. And also, let's just make sure that we are monitoring any good news. Any good news we need to monitor, because I want to ring this bell. I haven't rang this bell. It's we've been on for 48 minutes. I haven't rang the bell yet.
We got a ton of great calls lined up.
Let's go.
Here comes Ryan.
Ryan, you there?
Hey, Brent. This is Ryan Augusto from Massachusetts.
Hey, Ryan. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, brother.
All right. So I've been cold calling recently. I don't have a dialer. I've actually been doing it by hand. I'm definitely getting a dialer very soon. But I've actually had some good luck just calling the numbers, single-handedly like that. So I was talking to a seller today, and he's interested in a property, not the one that I called on, but another property. He's interested in me giving him an offer.
Okay.
So my question is, I have 2 questions. I'll make them quick. My first question is, do I want to give him that offer over the phone, or do I want to set an appointment?
A couple different things. So tell me, Ryan, give me the 4 pillars of pre-qualifying with this lead, right? So what's the condition,
Okay.
What's his timeline, and what's his motivation and price?
Yes. Okay. So unfortunately, I didn't get all of that.
Okay, here we go, Ryan. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What have you got? Condition's easy. You could
So-
Google Maps that, right?
Yeah, so he didn't tell me really. I asked him about the condition of the property, and he was kind of telling me there's not much going on there. He said it might need a new decking, so I'm not sure how rough of the condition the property is. But I did tell him, so where I'm at right now in the phone call was that I'll call you tomorrow and give you, a definite offer without seeing the property. Like, in other words, that could change depending on the condition of the property.
Sure, absolutely. But did he tell you anything? I mean, did you ask him? Did you pull a little bit? Have you done any remodeling to the kitchen and bathrooms in the last 5 years? Or what remodeling have you done to the kitchen and bathroom in the last 5 years? Have you done any of that? Or was you just didn't ask?
He hasn't done anything. I did ask that. He hasn't done anything. So it's definitely. I mean, I would
How old's
imagine
the house?
stated. It's 1900. That's when it was built.
Okay. Okay. And then when you Zillow this, what is the estimate?
I'm getting 276.
Awesome.
And that's obviously that's real low for I mean it's his estimate, but for Massachusetts that's real low. But I did look at a comp, and my best comp is a flip, and that's they're getting 325 for that. That's what it sold for recently.
I love it. I love it. So, does he want to sell this right away? What's his
Sounds
timeline?
like it, because like I said, I was calling about one property, and he's like, "Well, would you be interested, in this other property?" And I was like, "Absolutely."
And Ryan, why does
You
he
know.
want to sell it?
I did not get his motivation. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Big mistake.
Well, I mean, it naturally usually comes out, but is he like just, and I love this, Ryan, this is fantastic. So, is he just like, hey, I want to sell this property, so let me know what you can give me? Is that kind of the vibe?
Essentially, yeah. But I mean, he seemed real. Obviously, I don't know, but he seemed like he really wanted to know what I'm going to offer on this property. So maybe
That's it.
I don't know. And he has somebody in it. I don't know if he has a tenant in it or somebody that's renting it, or maybe a family member. But there is somebody in it. He was kind of reluctant about any kind of inspection.
Okay, so he wants you to buy it. So listen, Ryan, I'm going to just tell you right now, my instincts, my spidey senses are telling me that this guy just kind of wants to know what you would offer him, and I don't want you spinning your wheels. I want you on the phone talking with people that have the potential to do business with you. So if you think that the property sells for $325, how big is this property?
It's 1,400 square
Beautiful.
feet.
Okay. 325,000. What's 65% of that? Do you have your calculator, Ryan, or Mike, or somebody? I would just throw that
Yes,
out.
I do.
Yeah, Ryan, I would throw it out, and I would just say, hey, listen, I was just looking at some of the other properties in the area, and it looks like they're selling for
195 grand. That's 65 of 300.
right. So 195,000. Right? It looks like they're selling for about 195,000 in the same condition. Is that kind of what you were thinking? Right? Throw that out, Ryan. Because if he's like, no,
I'm glad I talked to you. I'm sorry. I'm glad I talked to you, because I was going to offer about 180, 185. But if you think that's a good price, definitely.
throw that out then, Ryan. I mean, throw that out. I know that the economics work, the numbers work. For what a fix-up would be for a 1,400 square foot house and what you could sell it for. So if you get it for 195 and sell it for 210, 215, somebody puts in, 40,000 into that, they can still make a nice profit. 50,000 into that, they can still make a nice profit. So I think that works. But if you want to throw out 180, brother, throw out what? I'm not going to tell you to not throw out something lower. You know what I mean?
Right. So we're assuming that this doesn't have any crazy repairs, right? And that's a good number if that's the case.
Yeah, and remember, you're not committing to it, Ryan. You're just saying other properties similar to yours are selling for this price. Is that what you're thinking? And you're just, and you can say, no, I want this and this and this. And they go, okay, great. And just tell me again what needs to be done, and then you could look at it. If he's somewhere close, great. If he says that he wants Zillow, and he doesn't, he's not letting you see the property or doesn't want people going into it, and you don't really know why he wants to sell it, this doesn't sound like somebody that's like desperately needs to sell their property. Does that make sense?
Right, I totally understand.
And then you go out and you drive out there and you meet with them and you're building the rapport and you drive back and you're going through all this thing and you know that he wants, $50, $60, $70, $80,000 more than you can offer him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and
right.
this is just for a
Okay,
wholesale
So
deal.
in other words, don't waste my time. Get right to it. Find out about this.
If your main strategy, Ryan, is wholesaling the property or flipping it or whatever else, if you want to do something creative with them, that's a whole different story, right? But I want to know what his price expectation is. I want to know what his motivation is. I want to know if it's, if this is somebody that really has a strong potential to do business with me.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay.
Call
Thank
him,
you very
Ryan.
much.
See if you could call him during the show. We're on for another hour. See if you could call him during the show and comment what he says.
Okay. Absolutely.
All right, awesome. This is so awesome. This is so much fun. This is so much fun. Oh my gosh. All right, who's next? Emmett. All right, Emmett. Let's get him live on here.
Hey, Brent, how are you, buddy?
Good. Emmett, where are you from, buddy?
I'm from Indiana.
Awesome. Okay, what's going on?
Not much. I'm actually, I actually had a question. I just need some negotiating tips on, like, some sellers just want too much for their house, but how do you kind of make them understand your offer and why you're offering that? How to kind of get them down to that price.
I love it. I love it, Emmett. So, are you speaking general, or are you speaking very specific on a lead that you have?
Just general. I mean, I've lost, I don't know if I lost leads or anything, because I feel like my negotiating tips just aren't there.
Okay.
But say a seller wanted like $135K for their house, right?
Yep.
And I was at with all the rehab and everything, I was at around 100. Okay, say I have this apartment building, right?
Yeah.
He wants 150 for it, right? And it needs a lot of work. It needs like around 80 to 90K of work. It's really old. And I'm JVing with a partner too. We're at 120.
Okay.
And they're just not really budging. I mean, we even asked them how much repair it would need, and they were like, it needs around 80,000 to 100K repairs, and they still don't understand why we can't do 150 for it,
Why do they want to sell it, Emmett?
It was actually their father's. He passed away a while ago. They've had it for like 2 years already now. And the people that got it, they just don't want to take care of it anymore. And it needs a good amount of repairs too.
Have you asked them why don't they just put it on the market?
I did, and they said they only want investors. They don't want to deal with realtors or anything like that. So they said they only investors, only cash offers. And, we said, okay, that's fine. We can definitely do that. But from there, we just kind of gave our offer. And now, I mean, they know how much repair it needs and everything, but they just won't budge.
Got it. And they're just stuck at 150 because that's just what they want for it?
Yeah, they don't want to go any lower or anything like that. And I'm just kind of figuring out what else I can do or say to them to kind of get them to understand why that number won't work.
Yeah, remember, we don't create deals. We find deals. We're deal finders, not deal creators, right? And it sounds like you've got a phenomenal opportunity here with a really big, with a property that needs a lot of love, right? And I think just staying in front of them and making sure that they understand, hey, listen, I don't know if you need to go and walk the property and get face-to-face with them. Have you done that?
Yeah, we did do that. We kind of walked through everything. 2 of the units are already rented, so we couldn't really get that. But the other 2 we did go check out. I mean, they're extremely old and a lot of wear and tear and everything. And
yep. I would ask this question, Emmett. I would ask this question. If you can't sell the property for $150,000, what are your guys' plans?
Okay.
There is a reason that they're not telling you, Emmett, that they want 150. Okay?
Yeah.
There is a reason. There might be other things that they can do. They might be able to get in. They might have other family members or friends that are talking to them about partnering and flipping it or fixing it up. Or, maybe they're just reading the headlines in the newspapers that are saying, or in the newspapers, the headlines saying that, that properties are going bananas and the prices are going bananas, and it is. And maybe they're just kind of stuck there. But I would just ask the question, if you can't sell it for $150,000, what are your plans with the property? And just see if there is.
Okay,
if they're like, well, we'll just hold on to this until we can get $150,000. Then it's just a timing thing, Emmett. It's just touch,
right.
touch, because something's going to happen. something is going to happen. Now, listen, I'm coming from a perspective of this is a wholesale deal that you want to do or a flip that you want to do. If you want to get into other creative stuff, you can obviously go a whole different route with this. But if you want to look for a discounted property that you're going to wholesale or flip, you need to get them down to that price. Now, let me ask you this: $120,000. Are you like that's your highest? That's your best you can do?
Yeah, that's my best. I mean, I even asked a realtor. I have a realtor friend.
Beautiful.
He kind of looked at the area and everything.
Do you have
And
go ahead, Emmett, sorry.
I mean, I would just kind of ask them, like, what are houses going for, all fixed up and everything. But, like, that's an apartment complex. So he kind of told me, all fixed up, that would probably go for around $200,000 with all the repairs and everything. Because there are not a lot of comps out there for me to even do that. I'm not really good with the apartment complexes. But, yeah, and then he kind of told me, offer $120,000, that would be the best, considering how many repairs and everything it needs. So I kind of just went from there.
Got it. Do you have any cash buyers that buy multifamily?
No, right now I've literally only done one deal, which
Okay.
was a single family house.
Well, congratulations on that deal.
Yeah.
What I would do, Emmett, is one thing that you could do just to double check your numbers is I would find any of the agents that have sold a multifamily property kind of in that area. And I would say, hey, I'm locking up this deal. I just want to make sure that the numbers look right. What do you think about this deal at this price? Because they're going to have a little bit different perspective. And then ask them, are buyers paying more right now because there's not a lot of inventory and they need to put their money somewhere, right? The demand might be stronger than you think, and you might be able to sell that for more than you think, but get some insider information, all right? And then ask them, what are they going to do if they don't sell for $150,000? And you don't have to be like, just go right at them, Emmett, right? This goes back to that certainty and likability thing. Hey, how you doing? We're still here with our offer. You know, have you considered our offer of $120,000? That's the best we can do, given the condition. It's a big rehab budget, but have you considered that? No, we need $150. Okay, have you thought about what you would do, what you're going to do with the property if you can't get $150? And then just listen to them.
Right.
You know, and see if there's something that they're just not telling you.
Yeah,
awesome.
That sounds good.
Yep. And then just make sure that you find out from that agent if maybe you could push your value. All right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome.
All
awesome,
right, well,
Emmett.
thank you so much, Brian. That really helps.
Awesome. Good. Thank you. Yay, Emmett. What else we got? We have more callers?
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow. Should we just keep doing this? Yeah. Are you sure? Are people good? All right. Good. Let's go. Sully? Sully?
Hey, Brent, how are you doing?
Sully from Georgia. Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Fantastic. Thank you for taking my call. I really appreciate it. So let's get to the point. I know you have a lot of callers, but so I'm brand new to this.
Okay.
I finally signed up for PropStream and everything, and I pulled my first list yesterday. But my thing is, since my budget is not that big right now, I plan on using my personal cell phone to start calling. Do you think that's a good idea? Start calling using my personal cell phone?
Absolutely. I mean, the only other thing that you might want to do is just get like a sideline number or just check out any apps that give you another number, or you can go to callrail.com and get another number that you can use. But if you want to keep this thing just like as low as possible, just use your number. Just use your number. The reason I don't like using your number is because you're going to get a lot of callbacks, and it's going to mess with your flow when you're making calls. And then you're like, oh, I don't recognize that number. I think I just called it. They're calling back. And then as long as you've got the property address there with the number, and you can kind of match them up and ask them if they would consider an offer on that specific property, that's going to be okay to accept those calls back. It's just when you get a lot of calls, you're not sure what property they're calling about, and then you're fumbling and stumbling and trying to find what address you called them about. So then you have to go, oh yeah, I was actually calling because I believe there's a property that you own in an area that I'm looking to buy, and I wanted to see if you would consider an offer. You kind of have to be general like that, you know what I mean? But if you have specifics, it's going to be a lot easier. But I would say whatever you need to do, Sully, whatever you need to do, get a dialer. Get that so that you can really take it to the next level. But if you're just grinding and you're hustling, keep that hunger alive, keep that action going, hand dial for, like, get rid of all the obstacles, brother. I feel like, you know, this is just a creative avoidance thing that you're like, oh, I don't know what'll happen if my cell phone number's out there. It's fine. You're just, remember, with the dialer, you can make thousands of calls. You're going to make dozens. You know what I mean? So I think you're good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. One more thing. So,
sure.
Okay. So so let's say I find a good deal, and then I finally convince the seller to get on a contract, and I plan on doing virtually. So there's some unknowns that I don't know. That's what kind of is holding me back a little bit. So I know I definitely have to have boots on the ground. And that's my thing. Like, how do I find that person that I trust that actually knows a little bit about real estate, that can actually be my boots on the ground guy?
Squad up, Sully. What I would do is I would join two groups, okay? I would join the Wholesaling Inc. Facebook group and the Wholesale Hotline group. Okay, they're literally designed so that you can squat up with people. And I would make a post, and I would just try to find people that have posted in the area that you're interested in, and try to make and DM them and make that connection. But post and just say, hey, listen, I'm making a lot of calls in this area. I need somebody to help me with boots on the ground. I'm hungry. I'm doing this thing. Does anybody want to squat up with me? And that's what I would do. Just start. The avenues are there. The community's there for you, brother.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You got it.
Thank
Keep
you.
it going, man. I'm excited.
Right.
Make sure that you keep jumping on this show and keeping us updated on your success. I think you're going to absolutely crush, brother.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right, Sully.
Take care.
See ya. Yeah, cha-ching. I like that. Matt, you're killing this. This is coming out beautiful. Yeah.
Brian, California.
Brian. Beautiful
Hi there.
California. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Brent?
I am awesome, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, a lot of calls. a lot of calls.
So what's going on?
So basically, wait, sorry, what?
I'm just asking it. What can we help with?
Oh, so basically, I'm a complete newbie to this, but basically, what happened to me was that a family member of mine died, and I was inherited a house, and basically we couldn't make payments on that house because we didn't live there. So a bunch of people were like spam calling and spam mailing that we want to buy your home, you know. And I always wondered. I was like, how do these guys make money? You know, I was like, how are they going to cash out $500K for my house? But then I understood that they're probably just going to wholesale it, and I saw the whole business of it, you know?
Yep.
But my question is, I want to get into this, and so I've been watching your videos about PropStream, skip tracing, and I was wondering, what is a dialer?
Yeah, it's basically it's just software where you upload the name, address, phone number for the people that you're trying to get a hold of, and it'll dial it for you. So you don't have to hand dial it. It's like the technology will dial it, and then as soon as somebody picks up, you're going to be talking to them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And I get all these infos through PropStream, right? Like, let's say, so I want to target these houses that were in similar situation as me, like the pre-foreclosure houses, and you know, all that mail that I would get saying I want to buy your house, I would just throw it straight in the trash can and burn it, you know?
Yep.
And then none of them would really get to me, but a few people that are stuck in my memory is like that are very memorable. Is I had a few guys come knocking on the door.
Yep.
And I spoke to them in person. You know, they wanted to buy it, but it's like a family house, so I didn't want to sell it. And I'm just thinking, like, I can do that better than they can, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Now, do you still have? Are you asking to sell the property that you have, or are you looking to get other opportunities for people that will help them avoid the foreclosure?
Yeah, see, that's also because I was facing a foreclosure. I kind of want to help. I watched your videos
Yep.
with Pace Morby, and I love what he says about like helping people, showing them the 7 steps. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be sold. It's more about helping people. You know.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. So you just pull a list from ttpdata.com, right? PropStream, let's put that up, Matt. From PropStream of the pre-foreclosures. Get them skip traced through batchskiptracing.com, and then call them.
Okay.
And call them and see if you can help out. See if you can help solve their problem. And what I would do is, if these properties are in and around your house, if you see specific ones that are within driving distance, then go knock on the door. Just go knock on the door and see if they, you know what I mean? Like people did with you. Got it?
Seriously. Yeah. And so one more thing. So let's say that everything goes smooth and when we log it up, how do I get a contract, or where can I find a contract template, or how do you write your
ttpinsider.com, brother. Right there. ttpinsider.com. We've got it in there. It's actually part of the perfect offer pack. The perfect offer pack here.
Okay.
Yep.
TTP Insider. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the info, Brent.
You got it.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, if you're getting value out of this, subscribe. If you have not subscribed yet, subscribe. We know that half of you guys have not subscribed. Please subscribe. It gives you the best. I mean, it gives you that jolt. We do this, and we love this, and we want you to have the energy and the right instruction. Don't get bogged down with all of the YouTube University stuff and skipping all around. Everything you need is right here. We got you. So make sure that you subscribe and like. Ben from Tucson. All right.
What's going on, Brent?
How are you? 16 years old. Look at this. Incredible. What can I help with?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so I've been TTPing and calling a whole bunch of people. And I've been sending offers, right? And I was like, and I came across this article, and it was like, oh, if you're not 18, you can't sign a contract.
Right.
So I was wondering if you or someone on your team, once I get because I've been sending offers, and once one of them comes back that's accepted, if you guys could like help me get it signed and stuff.
Ben, anytime, brother. Anytime you want. I'm going to hook you up with, if you write down this email, jeremy@offerarizona.com. jeremy@offerarizona.com. Anything that you come across, if you want us to take a look at the lead, if you want us to take a, we will take a look. But remember, you will need somebody over 18 to be on the contract when you get it signed, okay? Because it's not, what is it, invalid or unenforceable?
Well, he can sign it,
but
just it won't be enforceable.
It won't be enforceable.
You said it's Jeremy at offer, right?
It'll be enforceable against the other person.
Yeah, we'll help you with the offer, Ben. 100%. I love it. 16 years old, Mike. He's 16 years old making calls. You are incredible. You are incredible, Ben. That is just absolutely bananas. How does it feel? What is it? The first time you made your call, were you nervous?
Well, the first time I got cussed out. So
and you kept going?
Huh?
And you kept going?
Yeah. So far I made, I think, 600 calls.
Guys,
I just got the
inspiration.
The free trial on Batch Dialer, so it's pretty easy.
I love it. Remember, Batch Dialer. Use the TTP code. You get a trial that out for free. But absolutely incredible. 16 years old. Listen, you know that there's like 36-year-olds that are afraid to make calls. You're 16 years old making these calls. Let me ask you this: Why are you doing this, Ben?
I mean, I've always watched like the real estate, like the flipping show on TV.
Yep.
And I loved it.
Yeah. And you want to do it.
Yeah, and I see like all the financial problems like my parents have and all that. I just want to change it, you know?
Yeah, that's it, brother. And I'm telling you, your ability to go out and communicate with property owners, learning this skill at 16, I am telling you, you are going to change the financial path of your whole family. I am telling you, you stay focused and you keep building your skills and you still keep building that certainty that you can do this. I am telling you, and we'll backstop you. We'll backstop you and help you with whatever you need there. Absolutely incredible. You're going to change everything. You're going to change everything. You're such an inspiration. Such an inspiration. I couldn't imagine doing it at 16. I couldn't. And there you are doing this and hustling to pull your family up and to get financially free. I mean, just an inspiration. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this right now. Yep.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Awesome,
it.
Ben. And listen, anytime, I'm going to make sure that Alejandra gets your Instagram. DM me and come join us on a Friday. If you can, if you don't have school, come join us on a Friday and come into the office. Love to meet you. All right.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? This weekend I was gonna go to Phoenix. Is it in
Friday?
Phoenix or like Mexico or Goldberg, something like that?
Awesome.
I was gonna go to Phoenix this weekend. Yeah.
Awesome. 10 o'clock Friday morning. Let me know if you can make it. All right, Ben?
All right. What's your Instagram?
You can. It's just Brent Daniels _TTP. You'll find it.
Or send an email to support at.
All right. Perfect.
All right. There you go. Awesome, Ben. Look forward to meeting you, brother. Wow. They're just so much better this generation. I'm telling you, people are complaining and they're saying that these kids don't work and everything. Oh my gosh, we get more people reaching out that are 18, 19, 16 years old, making 600 phone calls. Listen, if that doesn't inspire you, bring you up, you should be feeling pumped to make your calls. Holy cow! To get his family out of the financial situation that they're in.
Dude, we weren't doing that at 16.
No, we weren't. Not even close. Who's next? Antonio.
Mr. DDP.
Hey, Antonio. How are you?
How you doing, Brent? I'm pretty good. It's Anton, actually.
Anton, sorry.
Miami.
Anton from Miami. Yeah, talk to me.
Yes, sir. How you doing? I was actually going to ask you a question that somebody already asked you about a property that I have under contract that is not in my city, and I have cash buyers who are interested to go out there and take a look at it. I already spoke to the owner. There's a lockbox out there. My question was, how do I find the boots on the ground to go out there and meet with these sellers? I mean, meet with these buyers and show the property to them. You said to join the Wholesale Inc. Facebook group.
Yeah, but if you just need pictures, just put an ad out on Craigslist or I don't know if can you do it on Facebook Marketplace? Can you put an ad out there for somebody to take a picture? But just have somebody go out for $50 to take pictures on their iPhone and send it to you in a Google Drive link or a Dropbox link. There's people that literally will just, as a side gig, they look for little things on Craigslist to go do. So just post an ad on Craigslist in that market, Anton, and yeah, it shouldn't cost you more than $50, $60, $70.
That's awesome.
And it's on a
Can I ask
lockbox.
one more quick
It's
question?
on a lockbox. They could go like today. You could get this done today.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely, man. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more question?
Of course.
That is relating to working with VAs.
Okay.
I got 2 virtual assistants that work for me that do the dialing. My question is, how do you keep them motivated?
Make them feel important. Honestly, Anton, make them feel important. You need to have a weekly meeting every week where you go through and you talk about the leads that they brought you and how you're helping those people out. Like, oh my gosh, this deal that you sent in, this lady was going to foreclose. We helped her save it. This person, they were like so stressed out about this property because they just inherited it and it had debt, and now we took care of it. This person had this property sitting for years, or this piece of land, they didn't know what to do with it. It was sucking them dry, and we were able to take that off their plate. So the things, if you inspire them with your inspiration, Anton, with your like giving heart, with your servant heart, they're gonna feel that way. And remember, listen, most of them are used to skipping around from job to job to job. If you keep telling them, listen, if we keep on this pace, we're going to do this for a long time together. I want to build a really great relationship with you guys and give you the security that you need from a financial standpoint. They're going to be like your biggest fans. They'll do anything for you. So one, just make sure that you're having a weekly meeting. We do ours on Wednesdays, and just make sure that you give them good news, do some training, let them know that what they can work on, and find out which lists are working the best. And that way they feel involved, they feel part of it. Most people think that VAs are machines, they're robots. You set it and forget it and just hope that they bring you deals. No, they're human beings. And by the way, they're very, very loving and sensitive and caring human beings. So just give them that back, and they'll run through a wall for you.
Great, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Awesome,
By the
Anton.
way, I listen to your podcast, and my goal is to be on your podcast in the next 2 years.
I love it.
I just started 3 months ago, but
You will. Make it the next 90 days, Anton. Make it the next 90 days. Come on, man. Come on.
Let's do it.
Let's shorten
Let's
down
do
that.
it.
We're going to shorten down that timeline like we do with sellers, all right? All right, buddy. Awesome. Virtual wholesaling. Yeah, just send the pictures. I mean, just get somebody to take those pictures for you. Jesus.
Hello, how you doing, Brent?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Quick question. I am from North Carolina, from Sanford. It's a small town, kind of rural, but I'm near Raleigh. It's about an hour drive from Raleigh.
Yep.
I am working on my first deal.
Okay.
I've been cold calling vacant homes.
Awesome.
I got this lead, and right away she told me that she has this house and she wants $85,000 for it. I looked it up on PropStream. It's telling me that its value is $120.
Okay.
I was trying to set up to meet with her at the property.
Okay.
Sounds like she doesn't want much to do with it. She has a funeral home business going on.
Okay.
And so I wanted to set up an appointment. She said she would contact her nephew, John, and she would give me a call back. She hasn't called back. It's been 2 days.
Okay.
I want to see if I should keep bothering her, or
Yes.
if it's a deal or not.
Well, first, Jesus, do you want to comp it right now? Do you want me to pull it up? Are you comfortable with that? Or you?
Yeah,
wanna
that would
keep-
be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
do
look
it.
at this deal, right? So let's open this thing up. What's the address to it?
604 Stanley Drive,
Stanley?
Sanford, North Carolina.
Stanley
Stanley,
Drive?
S-A-N,
Oh, Stanley.
space, L-E-E. I mean, L-E-E, yeah.
S-A-N, what is it?
A space and then L-E-E.
Okay. Got it. There it is.
Drive, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so let's take a look at this thing. All right, look at this. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm looking at this. It's 2,500 square feet. It's on a good-sized lot. Tell me about the condition of it, Jesus.
Well, I asked her about it. She said he just needed, regular upgrades, not really. Well, she said she pulled the floor because the last tenant she had in there got it all dirty, so she pulled all the carpet up.
Okay.
And then when I asked her about the appointment, she said she doesn't want to go because at one point she has squatters.
Okay.
I still ended up going to the property because I was really curious, and
Sure.
I'm like 15 minutes away or less.
Yep.
And it does look like it needs a lot of work. The carpet was all pulled up. Looks like there's a mess because all the squatters, I guess.
Got it. So.
And it is outdated. So definitely the kitchen, bathrooms the whole house needs an upgrade.
Totally fixed up. What do you think it sells for?
Well, on PropStream for the comps, I can't find any. It says 0 comps.
Yeah, got it. I'm looking at it now. We are pulling this thing up. I'm going to go into single family. Boom. And I'm going to just go a little bit wider. It looks like it's, these properties have pretty good lot sizes. Okay, there we go. So it's not tremendously close. We've got one that went for $236, but it's on the water. We've got another one here that is interesting on 516 Pierce. Let me see what that looked like. Similar size, similar square footage. I'm okay with the price. Let's take a look at what's going on. How much does she want for it?
She said she wants 85, but she was like, I could go to 80. So
Okay.
it looks like she has wiggle room. She said she has had contact with other people, and they have offered her 57, but that was too low for her.
Yeah, I thought 60 was the right price, to be honest. I was like, just off the bat, I was like 60,000 would be smoking. I would see if you could get her down to like 70, and I think that you're going to have a good deal there. There's just not a tremendous amount of comps here, so I don't know, when you cross over this big, forest here, if the prices are so much better on that side than over here. But
right.
I think if you could get her to 70, you can make something happen there. Yeah.
Okay, and for let's say, because I calculated around 45,000 for repair work.
Okay.
So if I get it at 70, that would put me at 115.
Yep.
And then I would try to wholesale it for 125, maybe. Exactly.
Yeah. Let me just do one more thing while I got you on the phone here, and then. So, is there tenants in the property?
No, they.
It's vacant,
I guess
and squatters have been in there.
It out. Yeah, she had tenants before, but then they left a mess, and then she has squatters in it.
Got it.
So right now it's sitting vacant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zillow has it super low, and then PropStream does too. So what I would do is I would find one of these. I would probably go here. I would go in PropStream. Guys, if you don't have PropStream, it's at ttpdata.com. I would go to this property here that's sold on the MLS, allow, and I would see if I could get the listing agent's info right here. Her name is Gail Dickens, right? There's her phone number. Boom. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. It's got everything. I love it. And I would say, hey, listen, I'm buying this property here, and I just want to, if I totally fix it up, what do you think it would sell for? I saw that you sold a great house off of 516 Pierce. Love to work with you. I'm a real estate investor. Would love to build a relationship with you. Could you just help me out and let me know what that would go for?
Amazing.
You know
awesome.
What I mean?
Okay.
That way,
great.
Jesus, you've got confidence going in. You've got your numbers, and then don't let a couple days go by think that she's ghosting you. She's not ghosting you. Just stay in touch with her. Remember this: that you're not going to lose deals from excess follow-up. All right. You'll lose deals for a lot of other things, but not excess follow-up. All right. You'll lose deals for not following up enough. So just get in there. Just try to get in touch with her, call her, voicemail, text message, and see if she'll respond to you and see if you can get that ball rolling. But talk to that agent, see what they think, and that's going to give you the confidence to move forward with the right price.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brent.
You got it. That was awesome. Seems like a good deal. Seems like a good deal, for sure. Yeah.
Massively persistent.
Yeah. From Miami. Who do we got? Sebastian.
Hey, man. How you doing? Finally, I got through.
Here we go.
Persistence. Can I get an amen?
Amen. Yeah, I love it. Hey, listen.
Amen.
Thank you. And I love the name. I love that name, Sebastian. It's just a great name. It's powerful.
Hey, I use it on the phone all the time. It is my name. My first name is Juan.
Okay.
But I don't want to sound, too Latin, especially in Miami. It's too common, you don't want to sound like that.
Okay.
So I just want to say, hey, man, I love your show. I've been watching you forever. You're the main reason why I'm doing this. Well, not really the main reason, but you're the main reason why I'm good at this.
Got it.
That's what I want to say.
I like that. I like that. So what's going on with your seller?
So I have a guy. He's giving me the runaround. I always call him, follow up daily. Hey, I need to set an appointment. When can I go? I tell him, I'll call you tomorrow or whatever. He's always telling me to call back later, blah, blah, blah. This guy's going through a lot of stuff, right? He's getting divorced. I understand. I don't want to be another problem in his life. But he does have a problem I could solve. So that's why I follow up.
I love it.
And I'm trying to get him to tell me, come through. I'm not in Miami, by the way. I'm a VA.
Okay.
But I follow up with these deals because I love my boss, man. He's the best guy in the world. And like Antonio was asking, how do you keep your VA satisfied? Man, don't forget they're human beings as well. Just talk to them. Talk about their wife. Talk about their children. Just that. Like you do with your sellers. How you going to buy a house? You build report. And that's what I'm trying to do. But this guy's giving me a runaround. I cannot get a hold of him. I send him WhatsApp messages, text messages. voicemails. I mean, I'm super persistent.
Where are you calling from?
What do I do? I'm in Monterrey, Mexico, but I am from Colombia.
Awesome.
That's South America.
Awesome. So does he have WhatsApp?
Yeah, of course.
He does? Okay. And is but he's in Miami?
He's in Miami. I want to buy his house, and he's just telling me yes. He gave me a good price, and I just want to set that appointment so I can get my first deal of this month.
I love it. I love it. And is your boss able to go on the appointments?
Yeah. He's telling me, he's
personally,
been
it's not
bugging
like
me.
you-
Hey, man, call him. I do.
I would say well, first of all, I would send, if it was my company, I would send my acquisition manager to go knock on the mailing address of the owner. If it's that property or if it's a different property, I would go see if we can make contact there. That's been really, really, really helpful, especially this year. For some reason, people have just been a little bit slower to make decisions, so we go straight to the door and start, seeing what's going on. When was the last time you talked to this lead?
This morning, like literally a couple hours ago.
Okay, so he's not ghosting you. So is he just not setting the appointment with you?
Yeah, basically I called him from another number. I accidentally did that because I use Google Voice, so I forget which one I used.
Right.
And he answered, and then he noticed, oh, Sebastian, ¿cómo estás? Because he only speaks Spanish.
Okay.
And then whatever, I got him through, and he's like, yeah, I'll call you later. And then that's how he's been doing for like the last 2 weeks now.
What is his motivation to sell it?
He's getting a divorce. He wants to get rid of it. He wants to move out. He wants to go to Houston, Texas to open up a shop. I don't know. He's going to do some type of auto dealer or something.
Do you know when his divorce is finalized?
Yeah, I think it's by the end of this month.
Beautiful.
So
That's what's
completely get it,
what's
man.
clogging
This guy,
it up. Yep.
Pain.
Sebastian, 100%. Listen, he's going through like, a divorce is brutal, dude. You know what I mean? Like, everything is like, your whole life's upside down. You need to let it, like, settle back down. Like, his whole life is like a snow globe that you just shake up and everything's going everywhere. Once it settles all down, he's going to be in the mind frame. Just be in front of him, and when the time's right, he's going to work with you. But you are the last thing on his mind right now. All these emotions, all these things going on. He might be talking to real estate agents. He might be doing other things. He's trying to figure out, his move to Houston. He's trying to figure out his whole life has just changed. His whole life is different now. So he's trying to adapt and grow and figure that out. So just be patient with him and just make sure that you're staying in front of him all the time, And then the way that I would do it, Sebastian, is let him know that you don't want to bug him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to bother you. I just want to, we had a great conversation. I want to provide you a solid cash offer on the property, make this as easy as possible for you. But if I'm bugging you, will you please let me know so that I don't keep bugging you? You know what I mean? Like, get some response like that out of him. Like, just be real with him. You know what I mean? Just let him know.
Right.
Just let him know. Just let him know. Listen, I understand that it's weird for me to just keep blowing you up. I don't want to do it. I just want to communicate with you and see if you're still wanting to sell your property. If not, I totally understand. I'll move on and I'll wish you the best. But if there's, if there's an opportunity here, I want to help you out. I think that we can provide the absolute best job. We can do the best job and provide the best service and make this as smooth for you as possible. So remember, dump on all the benefits of working with you, but also go with the fact that, listen, I don't want to bother you. I don't want to add another thing to your life. You're going through an incredible transition here. Just let me know if you're ready.
Okay.
Yep.
Or I'll just do the most Colombian thing possible. I got to pick him up, take him to a bar.
There you go. Perfect.
Hey, Brent, nice talking to you, man. God
too,
bless.
Sebastian.
And you guys
You
got to
too.
sign
God
up.
bless.
Follow this guy.
All right. Excellent. Great. This is flying by. We could do this all day.
Before we get to Zach,
Yep.
I have a ringer for you.
I got a ringer.
A couple ringers.
Let's go. What do we got? JVC, my man, Javier. Yes. Got the contract. By the way, do you guys see what he says at the very bottom there? And he threw in free land. I'm telling you, we've done several deals where they give you free land. Do you have any other properties? Yeah, some land. Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. Congratulations. Now, Get it sold. Get it sold, brother, or whatever. If you're going to keep it, keep it. But phenomenal job. I'm so excited for you. You got it. I knew you would. He's this is a TTP family member. I knew he'd crush it. All of them are just doing phenomenal. So congratulations. Oh, come on. Markel, there we go. $5,000. He has got, what's today? The 6th? 7th? He has got, he's got 8 days before he gets paid $5,000. Now, what I will say, Markel, is just make sure that you're communicating with the title company. Make sure that you're communicating with the buyer to make sure that they're getting their funds in, and make sure that the seller, if it's occupied, is getting out of there, or whatever the terms of the contract are, and it should be smooth sailing. But make sure that you're staying in the pocket, in the ear of the title and escrow officer or closing attorney to make sure all the ducks are in a row, so that on the 15th, you're walking away and you're posting that check of $5,000, brother. Congratulations. Can we put up the one, Matt? The one that the text that I got like literally 3 seconds before this show. Absolutely phenomenal. I want to share this. Cody just did a phenomenal deal. He's going to make $9,700. He did it. He is thanking me and the program, but the fact is he did all the hard work. He did all the heavy lifting. I can be your guide. I can give you the blueprint, but you got to do the walking, right? We can get up that mountain, but you got to do the walking. So absolutely incredible. All right. Next. You guys stop messing around back there?
Oh, well, take once here.
All right, here we go. Who's next?
Caller?
Yep.
Okay. Zach.
Zach.
From Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin. Fantastic.
He's live.
Zach, you there, buddy?
Hey, Brent Daniels. How's it going, brother?
I am excellent. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's finally above 62 degrees here in Milwaukee. I'm doing great.
There you go. You made it. You made it through.
I made it.
So what's going on with your with your dispo?
Yeah, so I think I've done about a dozen deals now. I'm a one-man show up here, and
Awesome.
I think my disposition process is just a little bit. I think I'm just lacking a little bit. I only work with about 35 buyers right now, so my deals kind of sell slowly.
Yep.
And I was looking to get maybe some insight from you on your best strategies that you use to sell your contracts up there or down there in Arizona. The best marketing strategies to get the most eyes on your deals, as quickly as you can.
Love it, Zach. So the most comprehensive list to do this, we've got a cash buyer pack in the ttpinsider.com. ttpinsider.com,
Okay.
the cash buyer pack. That's going to give you some. But as we're here, so let's just talk about this a bit. I love going in, Zach.
For sure.
I like going into the Facebook real estate investing groups, and I like sending a DM to the creators of those groups, okay? Because those guys are doing a lot of deals. And you just say, hey, listen, I saw that you run this group. I know you do a lot of business. I would love to add to your business. Are you looking to buy more properties? I'd love to sell you some. Every day I'm going out and I'm finding great opportunities. I'd love to add you to the list and work with you, right? And so from there, usually they respond positively. If they don't, then they're jerks, whatever, get rid of them. So I love going after that, as opposed to like getting into the group and commenting on everybody and just scraping their emails and whatever else. I mean, you could do some of that strategy, but it goes to the guy that runs it, and that's going to give you an avenue to a lot of buyers. The other thing is, have you ever been down to any of the foreclosure auctions and talked to the guys that are bidding?
I have.
Yeah. Have you added them to your buyers?
I have. I've passed out some business cards. I guess another question I want to ask you is, when I have been using PropStream for about a year now, and when I filter out the list for individual cash buyers, like in my county, it only comes out with about 100 of them, like excluding the duplicates. So how do you feel about that? Does that seem like there's really not enough cash transactions going on, in your opinion, in my county? Like, is that pretty low?
It seems low. It might be just the way that it's recording and the way that they're pulling the data in in
Okay.
PropStream, because if you look on my screen here, like I just put in Phoenix, it's showing 64,000 buyers, and you said you had 50. Is that right?
No, it comes out to like between 100 and 150.
Yeah.
But those are just individuals because I'm not quite sure on how to get corporate numbers yet.
Oh, brother, I'm so glad that you're on the phone. If it's owned by a corporate, let's look at this. If it's owned by a corporate company, then Batch Skip Tracing does LLCs and trusts now.
Oh, they do? Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. So if it's owned by, if it's owned by an LLC, you need to get in touch with them for sure. All right? Absolutely,
For sure. And
for sure.
that's kind of what I was thinking because a lot of these properties are owned by corporations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and those are the best ones. But what I would also do is look in there and see. So I just pulled one, just a random one up, right? And it's like this partnership. I would skip trace this with Batch Skip Tracing. And the other thing that I like doing, Zach, is in the MLS details, right? The properties that sold here to a cash buyer that were on the MLS, I'm calling this agent up. This guy Spencer, I don't know if you're watching this or not, but the Spencer guy and his office here, I'm calling this guy up and I'm seeing, it actually looks like Dave here was the agent. I would call up Dave, I would Google Dave, and I would find out, I would find out the, if he has buyers for sure, or if he's selling. You know what I mean? If he's looking for, if he's selling any deals, like if he has any like really rundown properties that he sold to these cash buyers, if he wants like another cash buyer, or if he is doing the flips himself. So this is a great way to do it. This is kind of like the hack, if you don't have a huge budget to skip trace, is to get on here and grab the info for the agents, call them, and they're going to connect you.
Okay, and one more quick question, if you don't mind, Brent. I know we got a little time crunch here, but is there a way to sell your contracts on the MLS?
You would have to check with the MLS. A lot of them restricted. It takes a lot more paperwork up front, typically, when you are getting the contract signed. And a lot of the MLSs just don't like it because it's kind of like they're like, wait, are you an agent or you're not an agent? Wait, you have the rights to the contract, you don't. So it just confuses a lot of real estate agents too. So I would just check and see if anybody's doing it in your market. If you're hearing, just pick their brain. But for the most part, I want you to keep these things off market, and I want you to build up that cash buyer database. And download that cash buyer pack.
I'll get on that with Batch.
Yep.
Yep, will do.
Awesome, brother.
Thank you very much.
Brent, we got about 20 minutes. We got 5 more calls in queue, and then we're not going to take any more calls for this show.
Okay. Yeah. Gene. This is better. This is talking
Brent,
to
how you
people.
doing?
Gene, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me on the show. The reason I'm calling is basically I followed one of the videos you have on TTP Insider.
Yes.
And I'm pulling up tired landlord list. And I'm in South Florida, by the way. And I'm pulling the list for a whole county, Broward County.
Okay. And
I'm barely getting like a couple of hundred results back. And half of them are rehabs.
Are you putting in the years of ownership being 7 years?
Yes.
And you're putting in 1990 as the age of the home?
Yes.
And when you say they're coming back rehabbed, when you call them, they're saying, oh, no, we rehabbed it, or it's just looking like that on the list?
Yeah, usually when I call, it's like it's either on under contract to be sold or it's sold already.
Got it. And then how big are the lists?
It's like 200, which is like
Seems
surprising to me because Broward County, I'm thinking it would be like a couple thousand.
All right, let's pull it up. I'll pull it up with you right now, and we'll do this real quick. We got a few callers, but we can do this. What's the city that you usually pull, or do you do it by county?
Oh, county. I just got in Broward County.
What is it? Broward?
Yes.
Spell it.
BROWARD.
I got it. Okay. Now you're going in and you're filtering it here, and you're going non-owner occupied, right?
Yes.
And you are going Single family?
Single family.
Okay, great.
Residential.
And minimum year built or maximum year built, 1990?
Yes.
Okay. And you are going into MLS? No, not on the market?
Yes.
Okay. And then what else you got for me? What else are you doing? Are you going ownership info right here? We've got minimum years ownership is 7, right?
Yes, I've done that.
Okay. And then
the building stock.
What's that?
2,000 square feet or less. I got the house, the property size 2,000 square feet or less.
What size or less?
2,000 square feet.
Okay. Let's take a look at that. Where are you? Building, there you are. 2,000 square feet. And that is putting us at 21,000. Okay, what else?
I have 30% equity.
So we do a minimum of 30% equity. Boom, there you go. Okay. This might throw us off, we'll see.
And
nope, 19,000. Okay, what else?
And I have basically individually owned, not corporate.
Oh, well, you could get rid of that, but okay. So ownership info, you go individual, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's I've got 11,660 properties.
I have more filters now. Oh, actually,
did you do
maybe it's because I'm putting
last sale price? Let's do
I have
last
minimum
sale
2
price
bedroom, 1 bath, so that could be throwing it off.
Oh yeah, get rid of the beds and baths. That's crushing you. That's it right there. Yeah, the beds and baths are always notoriously wrong when they're pulling public data. For sure.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it is, brother.
Right.
Yep. And then let me ask you this: what's the average sale price in that county?
It's around like 220.
220, good. So I'm going to go 120,000 here for the last sale price maximum. And there's my list. Fantastic. And then what happens here is, you know, they're sorting the failed listings here, which is really interesting, and you can go after that. But if you want to even narrow it down further than that, what I would do is I would go last sale price under 80,000, right? And now I've got 3,500. Let's go even crazier. Let's go 50,000. Boom, 1,700. And then start going after some of these.
All right, thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, there you go. And then
I figured it was something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I figured it would be something wrong with the way I'm filtering it, so that's why I was curious.
I got you, brother.
Why I was getting so
I got
many.
you. Yeah, get after it, man. So yeah, make sure that you keep posting here and let us know when you get some deals under contract.
Thanks, appreciate it, Brent.
All right, you got it. See ya. Great. Samuel.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, how are you, Samuel?
Good, and you?
We're doing fantastic from Virginia. Okay, great.
Before I wanted to ask you the question, I just wanted to give Ben some advice. He was the 16-year-old that called a bit ago.
Yep.
Because I'm 17, and I just closed my first deal last week, and I'm closing my second deal today.
Hold on a second.
And
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yes.
Thank
17.
you. You're a big reason for that happening.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Talk to me. So, talk to Ben right now. Go ahead.
And so on my first appointment, I was really worrying, what's the seller going to think of me? Because I look like a lot younger than 17. I was like, what's the seller going to think? Is he going to ask questions about my age? And your perfect offer pack helped a lot. I read it over and over before I went, and I just showed up and with certainty and likability, like you said, and he didn't ask any questions about my age. And I brought my brother-in-law along to sign the contract.
I love it.
for legal reasons.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell them.
What?
Go with certainty and likability, like you say.
Oh my gosh. So wait a second. So you already closed a deal and you've got another deal locked up?
Today.
Today?
Closing today.
It's closing today. How much
Yeah.
you making?
We're making negative 3,000 on that one.
Negative 3,000?
Yeah, because there was a it was a bundle deal with the first one.
Got it. So what'd you make on the first one?
We made 10,500.
Awesome. So you netted 7,500.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Awesome. So how can we help? I mean, come on. 17.
So my question was, pardon?
No, I was just talking to the, sorry. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Okay. So my question was, I'm in Lynchburg, Virginia. It's under 100,000 population. I was just wondering, at what point should I go to other markets, look to go into other markets?
Are you making calls? Is that how you're getting your deals, your TTPing?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just, you know, obviously from that, you've probably 100,000 is the population, right?
Yeah,
So
80,000.
80,000. Okay, great. So let's just look at the statistics here real quick. I'll pull them up on the board here. The statistics look like this. I mean, if you've got 80,000 people, or 80,000 people, you've probably got, do you know the amount of properties that is? Is it about 35,000 properties? 30 to 35,000 properties, do you know?
I think it's somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay, so let's say that there's 35,000 properties, and that means, let's just say 10% are in distress. So you've only got 3,500 that you can go after. Once you've gone through this list 3 times, then you need to go somewhere else or expand your market.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? Because if you're calling and you're doing, I mean, now listen, with this 35, I love the smaller markets because you can get real nitty gritty with the worst of these 3,500. There's probably 500 like really, really, really terrible properties that you should put on your stalker list, Samuel. You know what I mean? You should be texting them and knocking on their doors and sending them handwritten notes and going after the ugliest ones. You're like driving for dollars list. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And I had one more question, if it's not too much time.
Yeah, no, go for it.
It was, because I'm getting into doing more deals, what tools should I go for first? I was looking into getting a dialer first, but I was wondering which tools and at what point should I get them?
That's it. Get it right now. Yeah, I mean, I would get a dialer right now, for sure. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because that's going to, I mean.
And what about a VA?
Yeah, batchdialer.com. Check that out. You could even test it out, Samuel. But with the VA, I want you still making your calls right now. I don't want you hiring a VA yet.
Gotcha.
Okay? I want you hustling. I want you staying hungry. I want you hunting. I want you after those opportunities until you're really closing consistently and then start hiring somebody else. I need you to get to 1,000 contacts minimum before you hire somebody, and I want you to be closing that $10,000 a month before you get a VA.
Gotcha. Okay.
What an inspiration, Samuel. Keep it going, brother. I'm so happy to have you on here. Make sure that you keep coming on. I'd love to chat with you and watch your journey and share your journey, brother.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. You've helped so much along this process.
You got it, brother. You do all the hard work, so congratulations. You and your brother, fantastic.
Thank you.
See you, Samuel. Wow. Are you kidding me? Oh, my gosh. Absolutely incredible.
3 left. Brian from New York.
Brian from New York. How are you, buddy?
Can you guys hear me?
I hear you, bud.
Hey, what's going on, Brent? Yo, I appreciate you so much, man. Your YouTube content has really changed the game, and I know long term it's definitely going to change my life and the lives of those around me. So I appreciate you.
Awesome. Appreciate you. What's going on? You're looking to where to spend the marketing?
Yeah. So what do you call it? I'm based in New York City, but we're virtual in Orlando right now, kind of just all over Central Florida.
Yep.
And what we're really struggling with right now is, we have a marketing budget, right?
Yep.
What we're kind of lost on is what type of list is going to make the most sense.
Okay.
And what's your 2 cents in regards to hitting them with the SMS blast first and then cold calling? Because for reference, we've called around 5,500 numbers, over 10,000 in total, between high equity absentee, and it's not working.
Okay.
So, and then doing some research, I've kind of seen that high equity isn't necessarily, someone who's motivated.
Yep.
It's just someone who's obviously paid down the property, right?
Yep.
So there's no motivation there. So, we pulled a small list of probate the other day. We got 2 leads from that, but it's not at the scale that I really want.
Yep.
Like I said, we have the budget to sustain something for, what do you call it? 6 to 12 months, 18 months, so we can keep it going. I just want the money. I don't want to be a machine gun. I want to be a sniper, if that makes sense.
I love it. So, listen, the absentee owner list with equity in pretty much any market is going to be a fist fight, right? So you got to start niching down a little bit. I need you to, obviously build up your driving for dollars. And you could do that virtually. You could virtually drive for dollars. Keep building that up. Have a VA do it for $4 an hour, just constantly adding to that list. Are you going after multifamily? Are you going after land? Are you going after bigger deals, some bigger multifamily that are bigger than 4 units? Are you going after any commercial stuff?
Yeah, no, it's all single-family residences, 2 to 4 units.
Okay. Yeah, so expand that a little bit, right? And just know it's a fist fight with that. When you are calling, you can, and by the way, to kind of dovetail this together, you can text and call at the same time. You're not going to screw yourself up. So don't make it like, oh, we're going to text and then we're going to get rid of all the numbers that text us back now and we're just going to call those. It doesn't work. You just never know, right? So call and text at the same time, and then you got to start. One thing is, if you're doing really well, you got to start building up. I really want you to start building up your list of real estate agents. You sound really savvy. You sound like you know what you're doing. So start building up your list of real estate agents that'll start referring you deals before they hit the market. I need you to start building up your referral base in Orlando. Okay, so you need to start prospecting and calling these real estate agents that are listing and or doing any of the flips in the area. First, you want to go after the ones that have listed and sold like really low priced houses that are just totally destroyed. You want to be their first buyer and let them keep their commission. I'm telling you, brother, it sounds crazy, but my old disposition manager, Billy Bell, young man, travels the world. He travels probably 200 days out of the year, and he gets all, he's going to do $500,000 this year, 100% from referral. Okay, so I'm just telling you, start building that up. That's the next evolution. And then build up that driving for dollars list. Start expanding into maybe some bigger stuff that makes you sweat a little bit. And it's not a struggle that you're going through. It's a challenge. It's a challenge, Brian. You know what I mean? So,
I know we're short on time, but I just want to give you more perspective because you said I sound like I know what I'm doing, which is a phenomenal thing. I appreciate that.
Right.
But we're still trying to figure out our first deal.
Good.
So we're not closing deals left and right. Another question I had is, VAs, right? We interviewed like 3. Just like I said, the money is there, but it's just like we're just the blueprint. The blueprint is really what we're struggling with. So, in regards to pulling those lists, are you thinking like 3 iterations of 3,000 records? Is that kind of what you're thinking? Are you thinking like 40,000 records? What's the number?
Well, the way that you just got to look at how many hours. Just multiply the amount of hours that you have. The amount of hours that you're going to call by 50, right? So it's the hours. How many hours are you going to get on the phone times 50 addresses? Because that's typical. Because with each address, you're going to have 2 to 3 numbers. And so it's going to be about 120 to 150 calls an hour, right? And if that's the case, then you've got 50 addresses and you go through that twice. Just multiply that to know how many addresses you need to keep everybody fresh.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Understood.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome, Brian. Well,
All right.
hey, listen, you're going to get your first deal. You're going to get your first deal quickly. I'm just future pacing you here because you're going to blow up, man, and I want you to, so get it. Awesome. Did we lose him? All right. All right.
We got Corey from Nashville.
Corey from Nashville. How do you find buyers after contract is signed? How do you get out of a contract if you can't sell the deal? Corey, that's excellent. Are you there? Is Corey there? We lose Corey?
He's up, but
I heard like a boom, 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 boom. Is this thing dying?
No, that was the other. That was
Oh,
the
okay.
other guy. Losing the other guy.
Okay. Can we see if we can get Corey on?
He's there, but he's not responding.
Corey, are you on mute? Anyway, Corey, I'll answer your question here, and hopefully we can get connected. I think I've...
Hold on. I think the host died. 1 second. I can get it back.
I died?
No, it was our call drop. Google dropped our call.
There it is.
1 second, Corey.
Corey, first of all, the buyers, again, the cash buyer pack in ttpinsider.com is really going to help you out. That's going to show you how to add those cash buyers to your database. And it gives you kind of like a step-by-step how to add those. Also, you get, obviously, the perfect offer pack. So you got that.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show number and press pound.
You're going to go through that. You're going to go through some cancellations. Just make sure that you have an inspection period in there that gives you the right to cancel the contract within that period. And I don't like making that inspection period too long because it drags on the expectations of the seller. They start moving, everything starts happening, and it turns into a nightmare. So I like it between 10 and 14 days. Just depends on which state you're in and what the restrictions are with the pandemic. But 10 to 14 days should work really well for you. Yeah.
So the last one was a comp.
And this should be a fairly quick comp. It's listed as a.
Are we done with the calls then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to reconnect.
That was great, Matt. That was great for the time that we had. Let's comp. Let's finish this thing out on the high note.
Don't go after this deal.
Okay.
Hold on, let me pull that.
Let's take a look. Can you move me? I can't see it. Yep. 2034. This is Alejandro. Awesome. Cullen Drive, and that is Dallas. There you are.
And it's currently listed as a for sale by owner.
Okay.
Zillow.
Can
510.
Can you remove the? Okay. This is listed for 510 as a for sale by owner by a trust. Interesting. All right, so right off the bat, I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's owned in a trust. These people spent $3,000 to $10,000. This is what it costs to set up a family trust, right? This protects the property. It makes sure that you don't have to go through probate. It lets everybody know who's going to inherit this property. So I don't know if somebody passed away and now it's in the trust and they want to sell that property, or if it's just if they're still living and they want to sell it. So first of all, 510 on as a for sale by owner makes me feel like they just want retail minus that's what you're talking about, right, Jesse? 510, they want retail minus not having to pay real estate agent fees, all right?
And every agent in that market's calling them too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this thing is getting bombarded. So let me just tell you, part of a real estate agent's business, their prospecting business, is they call for sale by owners canceled and expired listings. So they get a list of all these for sale by owners that are put out there websites or on Zillow or whatever else. So interesting. Look what's going on here, guys. Wow. Okay.
That changes things. Yeah.
Somebody's going bananas. Oh, I love this guy that's just like, no. No. Hey, we're going to give you a smoking deal. We're doing the whole thing. This is like the movie Up, right? This is exactly like the movie Up. Anyway, looks great. Rough property. I mean, I would see you got to run comps on this street, right? Because these are similar properties. The properties that are selling across the way, don't think the owner's probably saying, well, these are selling for, $1 million or whatever, so my property's worth that too. Listen, if they wanted to buy this house and demolish it, they're not going to give that guy $510,000 to be able to do that. All right, the numbers just don't work there. So if he's unrealistic, he's unrealistic. But what I would do, or whoever's running the trust here, looks like a solid deal. But if they want 510, I would throw out 350 and see what they say. I would throw it out without even. I would just see if there's any movement there. Now let's look at the comparables. Let's go through this. If you can remove me here, Matt, that'd be great. We're looking at the comparables here. We're going both. It's non-disclosure, whatever. We're going single family. Let's make sure that we get that. We're looking right there. This thing's going back a year. We don't have to go that far, but I'm just curious to see what is going on with this area. I like number 3 here. That looks like it's probably pretty similar. Number 3 there, sold an estimate 512. You have to do a little bit more digging when you're in Texas because it's non-disclosure, because nobody messes with Texas. You know what I mean? Nobody. Hold on, this is doing something. And they like their privacy. So search with Google, boom, we're gonna pull this thing up. It's interesting to see if it was listed, they kind of give you the listing. What just happened? Get back over here.
The guy just commented, he said he wants to sell for land value and wants to get close to that list price of 510.
Of course, that's not the land value though. That's just not the land value. He thinks the land value because they're doing, that's exactly what we were talking about. Yeah. That's exactly what we were talking, we read it before we even knew that. I'm telling you. Interesting. So he wants, I mean, if there were other properties here getting, selling for that and getting destroyed, but look within the mile. Now let's just make sure. And excuse if you hear any background noise. It's a party for everybody's having lunch right outside the studio. So whatever, it's the 7th. I'm going to go back a few months, look at this, get real. This is telling me 565. It's not land value. And I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say that, not to be cocky, but that's what people think.
Nice try.
Yeah, nice try, dude. You're not getting it because look at this. Look at this. Look at all these guys. Look at all these guys just doing great things. And he thinks that he's going to sell to this developer and they're going to do something great with it. But if he wants to, tell him, hey, here's the number of the developer. Call them, see what they'll offer you. And it'll be a lot less. So I would find out the motivation, right? I would find out the motivation on that. We can close this out, man. Find the motivation on why he wants to sell. But if they're just holding out because they see these big, beautiful houses being built next to them and they think that that's, the path of progress is going to roll over their house and they're going to get, a huge amount for it right now, they're wrong. Because the fact is, land value for a developer, they want to buy that lot for 20% of what the fixed up value of those properties are. So let's say that those properties, I don't know what they are, but just round numbers, let's say that it's $1 million property right next to them, right? All those big, beautiful houses are $1 million properties. Great. Well, they'll pay 20%. So 20% of $1 million is $200,000. He wants the land value. The land value is $200,000. Okay. If those are sold for $2 million, the land value is $400,000. He's still way off, right? They would have to sell for $2.5 million each right there for that land right there that he has to be worth $500, what he's asking. So, yeah, I would say that that's probably not a motivated seller that I would go after and try to. Remember, we're deal finders, not deal creators, deal finders. So, crew, come on up. This was a huge joint effort from everybody. Everybody was part of this. We're so excited to be able to bring on live callers. We talk to people. That's the whole thing. That's the whole brand. We talk to people. That's the whole philosophy. Talk to people. And now we actually get to talk to people. So, everybody that called up, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us Alejandra, Daniel, Jesse, Mike, and Matt. We all love you. Thank you for joining us, and join us next week. It's going to be absolutely bananas. You're the best. Go out there and find some opportunities. You got this. There you go. Till next time. See you guys.